Today's video is just a little bit different. We're going to talk about urban sketching. So urban sketching is basically just sketching or painting on location, painting something from life, basically plein air painting. Urban sketching is a little different because usually it involves pen and ink or pen and washes, something like that. So today I thought I would try out kind of a new setup for me of supplies for urban sketching, and I'm excited to do more of this, especially as the weather gets warmer. But I wanted to show you this new setup. Some of the essentials for urban sketching, of course, are a pencil, paper, and if you want to do watercolor or pen and ink, you're going to want to have that on hand. These are just some supplies I ordered from Dick's Art Supply, and I wanted to try them out and see how they work together. I have my Strathmore watercolor travel journal. This is nice because it comes with an elastic strap that holds it all together. The 500 series by Strathmore is 100% cotton, which is awesome. Make sure that if you're going to include watercolor or any water-based media with your paintings on location, that you're using cotton watercolor paper so that it holds up better. This is a nice small size for traveling. You can just slip it in your backpack really easily. I just have a Pentel twist erase pencil. I love to have these on hand because they come with the eraser, of course, and mechanical pencils are just so easy. I have two different sketch markers. These are the Copic Multiliners, which are waterproof, which is essential if you're going to be doing washes of watercolor over the top. This one is a 0.35, really tiny micro pen. This is what I'll use to start with for outlines and just really tiny surface lines and things like that. And then I also decided to try out this Multiliner that's more of a brush pen. The tip of that looks like a really fine round brush. And so we can use that for broader pen markings, darker sections, and for shading. This is something I'm so excited to try. This is called an ink brush, and it's by Sennelier. They actually make these in a whole bunch of different colors. I just ordered Payne's gray because I thought it would be really simple for all the shading. And the wonderful thing about this is that it comes in a water brush. So a water brush is just a canister that holds the ink or the water or whatever you put inside of it, and you can just gently squeeze out small amounts of the ink onto your paper. I'm so excited to try this. This is optional. I'm just trying out this new Uni-ball Signo white gel pen. I might need it, you never know. And then of course, if you do decide to do watercolor effects with your urban sketching, you'll want to have water and a brush and some paper towel or something for blotting, like a rag. Of course, you're not going to want to bring a glass jar with you when you're sketching, but since we're going to be trying urban sketching and I don't know what else to paint, I'm going to try painting my water jar today. Let's just see how it goes. The definition of urban sketching, after all, is sketching or painting from life, so we're going to have to do this from life. Now, as you can see, all of these supplies take up very little space. They're really easy to just throw into a backpack. So that's the most exciting thing about urban sketching to me, is that you can take it anywhere and pull out your sketch pad anytime. So let's give these supplies a try. I'll just start by lightly sketching the open mouth of the jar, the outer edges. Super rough sketch at first. Make sure to sketch really lightly when you're just trying to get the overall shape and size and placement. And then as you get more confident with your sketch, you can start to add darker markings. Oh, the letters on here are going to be challenging. What was I thinking? So very lightly sketched on the letters. That was probably the most challenging thing. And then glass, of course, has all kinds of light and shadow and shine and sparkle, lots of different dimensions to it. So just do your best. And imagine too, if you're in an urban setting and you're painting or sketching from life, you might be a little bit more in a hurry than you normally would if you're working in your studio, because the light changes, the scene itself might actually change, the clouds could change. So all kinds of different factors that we're not going to bring into the studio today, but still, drawing and painting from life is challenging even without those extra factors. I'm going to start with my super skinny Copic liner just to define the drawing a little better for myself. This is where we fully commit to our lines. One of the most obvious things you can do to make something look real is to foreshorten it. And we've already done that with this jar. We're not looking at it from a top-down view like a blueprint. We're seeing it sort of sideways and from over the top. And so the opening of the jar is a little bit smaller or shorter than an actual circle, which is what the shape really is. So we foreshortened the jar, and that's one way we can make it look real. We're also going to add shading, and that's going to be another way. There's also the lettering that I can see through the water back here on the back side of the jar. It's a little bit complex, so I'm not going to include all that detail. All right, next we're gonna try the ink brush. Alright, so even though this one said it's waterproof, I discovered that it did bleed a little bit when I added water over the top. So the dark brush pen might be something you want to add at the very end when it's all dried. Let's see how the gel pen does for some of these highlights. Yeah, there we go. I think all of these materials worked so well together, with maybe the exception of the brush pen. I did feel like when I put it on pretty thick, it sort of smeared when I added the water with the ink pen. But other than that, I loved using the gel pen for those little pops of white in the glass at the very end, and had so much fun trying out all of these different pens, these different styles for adding layers and dimension and the look of a 3D effect on this glass jar. So I think I'm definitely going to have to take this setup with me when I go outside as the weather gets warmer. If you're looking for an incredible urban sketcher to follow on Instagram, his name is Paul Heaston. He's another Denver artist and he's absolutely amazing at this kind of artwork. So go follow him right now. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.